coast to coast, it's your hosts, the Lombardi Leap and Mersey FB. This is Beyond the Frozen Tundra.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, the Lombardi Leap, here with Mersey FB. Let's talk Packers football.
Thriller of a game, but it ended in a tie.
Ended in a tie, and I stayed up that late just for it to end in a tie.
Just as heartbreaking as losing, I think, in my opinion.
I would have rather lost.
Yeah, especially to we'll get into this a bit in the episode, but that game was ours on that final drive. We could have just won the game, and we ended up playing for a field goal, which was confusing to me.
There was a lot of stuff that happened that game that was confusing, to be honest. Between how the offense played and then how the defense played, I know that this was supposed to be a quote-unquote get-right game
It wasn't.
For the offensive line, and
They could not.
It wasn't, no.
They could not block the broadside of a barn.
No, they really couldn't. And I think we had a lot more. I had a lot more faith in this offensive line going against Dallas because I felt like the defensive line for Dallas was very similar to the Commanders.
Jordan only took one sack, but it felt like there was pressure on every throw. Elton wasn't credited with a pressure that game,
which I don't agree with that.
Rasheed Walker, I saw that was interesting. Rasheed Walker let up 5, apparently. Morgan was 4. Ryan also let up 4. And I think Kennard let up 5 as well. It was just bad all around.
Yeah.
And run blocking wasn't good either. But it felt like Josh Jacobs was just crashing into someone on every run.
Yeah. And then with the offensive line too, the run game, it kind of felt like the passing game. Again, I know they scored 40 points.
It's going to be a really negative episode for a team that just scored 40 points.
I guess my issue was kind of how they scored the 40 points. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because it never felt like it was easy.
The first drive was easy.
Yeah. Outside of the first drive.
The first quarter was easy. Disaster to end the first half. Then they kind of found it again. But in overtime, they just made some questionable decisions. Again, people were whiffing on blocks, which led to some negative plays. Romeo in overtime on the screen pass to Golden whiffed on that block. And then Trayvon Diggs made that play.
I wouldn't even call it a whiff. I would call that just a straight up falling asleep.
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs didn't even look to go block the guy. It's just and he's there. Yeah, and Tucker Kraft struggled blocking. I saw him get absolutely.
He gave you the effort, but you can't really fault Romeo because if he connects with Trayvon too early on that play, then it's an OPI.
I think we can talk about the one positive on offense, and I think that's a gentleman by the name of Jordan Love. Jordan Love absolutely had a great game and
super good
team
game
on his back.
Yeah, 31 for 43, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 1 sack.
And he did have 1 fumble, but
yeah, he lost a fumble. That doesn't help either. But
I don't think that was his fault.
No, to a point, I could see it, but I could see the argument for it being his fault, but I won't fault him for it.
Yeah. When your offensive line literally cannot block anything to save its life.
Yeah, the offensive line couldn't block, and he was taking deep drops all game.
I'm surprised he only had 1 turnover and 1 sack.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing too is with Jordan Love, none of his passes, except for maybe the one at the end there.
There were a few risky ones, but other than that,
even the risky ones weren't as nothing remember against Detroit when 2 got called back because of penalties. There's nothing like that, or nothing like the Cleveland game as well. Or even remotely similar to that. So I think Jordan played a really, really good game. The only kind of critique that I could say, if I have to say one negative thing about Jordan Love, is I think during that last kind of drive to end the game, I would like to see him be a little more authoritative,
Yeah.
Getting people moving, calling people out, saying, hey, get your butts to the line because we got to go.
Clock management could be better. And there is one small thing that I've picked up over these past couple of weeks is when you see them when you see Jordan can a play on the line, it's almost immediately always a run play.
Yeah.
After that he's got to stop doing that. Because as soon as I'm a defender and I hear can, I'm just running up to the line.
I know it's a run play. And it doesn't help that our offensive line does not sell the whether they're shifting to run blocking or pass blocking. Like they don't sell that at all whatsoever. So totally that definitely needs to get kind of cleaned up. And then I think another thing too, just kind of in regards to the offense as a whole, I still kind of feel like the training wheels are on.
Yeah, I see that. That's I've griped about this for sure, but it with the Matt LaFleur's play calling gets too conservative at times, and especially too when you're having issues with your offensive line not being able to block anyone. You've got to just scheme people open. Use some pre-snap motion. Get people coming open across the middle. Like, just get these easy completions. And it seems like he wasn't doing it.
I think some of this too has to do with the wide receiver room. And I was talking to somebody else about this in this regard. There seems to be specific packages for specific wide receiver groups, and there doesn't seem to be too much overlap.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I mean by that is that if the Romeo Dobbs is out there and Matthew Golden's out there, then there's going to be just a specific group of packages that they have.
Yeah, you're limited by personnel.
Yeah, and I don't think I don't think they should be doing that. I don't think Matthew Golden is the type of player where you have to limit his packages and you can open it up for him. And I do kind of wonder if Dobbs is kind of a placeholder X right now, just kind of doing a deep dive into the snap counts of our four main targets here, which are as of right now it's like Kraft, Dobbs, Wicks, and Golden. It does kind of seem like Dobbs is a bit of a placeholder in the offense until Christian Watson comes back. We'll have to see. He is eligible to return. He is eligible to return now.
His practice window has opened as of this week.
Yeah. Well, if they designate him.
Yeah. I'd like to think that they will. Because didn't his dad say he was running at like 20 miles an hour already?
22.3 or something like that. Yeah. It's just a matter of making sure. I think the two things you need to make sure, one is obviously the cutting, and then two,
deceleration, the big one.
Well, not the acceleration. I mean, the acceleration. But the big thing is people, athletes who tear their ACL tend to have an increased risk of hamstring injuries.
Oh no!
So with Christian Watson, obviously he's had these issues in the past. He's gone down to see a specialist to get that taken care of.
Yeah, historically healthy player in terms of hamstrings.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the areas where they're definitely double checking on, making sure everything's going okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think his practice window is going to open up. Marshawn Lloyd, his practice window can open up. Colin Oliver, he's a 5th round draft pick this year, edge player, very kind of a linebacker edge type of player. And then John Williams as well is a guard. And then our backup center, Malik Monk, which speaking of center. Yeah, Jacob Monk. Yeah. Speaking of center, man, Jenkins. I know, like, for those of you who don't know what PFF is, PFF is like a grading site. I know we have some people who listen to this who are like, oh, what is this worth? But PFF is basically just a grading site. They give grades to players on a scale of like, what is it? 0 to 100, right?
0 to 99, I think.
99, yeah.
Or 100, but there's like never been 100 ever.
Yeah. It's impossible, basically, to get that high. And so what PFF does is basically they just grade. They track a lot of the stats that you see, receptions, targets, everything you can think of. They pretty much track it. But for Elton Jenkins, they did not credit him with a single pressure. And I don't agree with that at all whatsoever. I saw Elton Jenkins get bodied the entire game, I felt like.
And that penalty on him was weird. Didn't you have he had a couple penalties that game too, right?
He had that one. Yeah, he had that one snapping penalty, and
he just set the ball up.
Every center does that.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you're not the Eagles, you can't get away with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think Elton's had the transition has been super easy for him. But then again, he's what, turning 29 this year?
Elton Jenkins is turning 29. I think he's turned 30.
Okay, so he's turning 30 and he hasn't played center since college.
And he sat out.
Yeah, and he missed training camp. So it's going to take him a little while to kind of get back used to playing football again, but it just hasn't been his start to the season.
I don't even think it's playing football. I just don't think he's that good of a center.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, like last year when he stepped in against the Lions, right? He stepped in against the Lions at center.
Yeah.
He wasn't that bad. Like
I didn't think it was that good.
No.
Yeah, I did not think it was. Yeah, I didn't think it was that good at all.
We'll probably end up having to take a center in the upcoming draft or sign one in free agency, so look forward to those episodes. But on the offensive note, we had a more efficient offense than Dallas. Like we had more rush yards and we had more passing yards than Dallas.
What were the big play? I don't know. We didn't have that many big plays though. I think that was kind of a big.
It was the big plays.
Like it seems like every other play, Dak Prescott was dropping a bomb on somebody down there.
Yeah.
Just oh my goodness. And I mean, speaking of like the offense, because like one of the things I just said earlier is like I felt like the offense made it a lot more difficult than they had to, and I think one of the things that kind of really indicated that to me was Romeo Dobbs was 4 for 4 on contested catches, and then I believe Wicks had a contested catch. Golden had a contested catch.
Contested by Wicks.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, I don't know who blew. I don't know that. Like, yeah, that was like what the first or second play of the game.
First or second play of the game, or third play of the game. That might have been on third down.
Yeah,
second or third down.
Somebody ran the wrong route there. Yeah. I'm pretty sure easily. Somebody definitely ran the wrong route.
Jordan was like pretty clearly throwing that one to Wicks, and then Golden like undercut it and was like, "Ooh, mine." But
Golden did what he did best in college too, right there. But yeah, I mean, all those contested catches, like they just weren't making it easy. It felt like we were grinding, and then every time their offense would get out there, just effortless. Boom, 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 strike, strike, strike. And it really exposed our wonderful secondary again.
Yeah. It felt like our scheme had shifted this game too. Like we were playing off coverage a lot more.
Why is that? Like, am I missing something?
No, I think in the first quarter, we weren't playing as much off coverage. And then
definitely not.
George Pickens kind of did his thing, and Hafley was like, oh crap, maybe I'll sit more in cover 3 zone. And then we lost Devontae Wyatt, which doesn't help with pressure up the middle at all. So he was like, the pass rush might not be as good, so I'm going to have to adjust for that. And then it kind of felt like we were back in 2023.
Yeah, it definitely felt very Joe Barry-esque.
And just also one more offensive thing too. It felt like they were making their lives harder for themselves by not playing Chris Brooks as much. Like, your offensive line can't stop anybody. Why not get a 6th blocker in there for Jordan?
Yeah, that's a good question because let me see here. Yeah, Chris Brooks only had 5 snaps.
Yeah, that's not acceptable for this kind of game, especially with this offensive line.
Yeah, and this isn't to like slight Emmanuel Wilson. Like Emmanuel Wilson still had some good runs, but he's not as efficient a pass blocker.
Same with Josh Jacobs. Like Josh Jacobs is great, not the pass blocker.
Josh Jacobs actually had double the pass blocking snaps of Chris Brooks. Josh Jacobs, I mean, he did have a
leading rusher and receiver.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Oh man, and then Romeo Dobbs 3 touchdowns. Like he had a good.
He had his good Dallas game, as he always does. But I think before we get to the horribleness of the special teams, we should talk about the defense for a bit. The
defense imploding. Like this is crazy to me. Just how everything kind of went. Like, first quarter, 7-0. Packers still not allowing a first quarter touchdown.
It was that blocked kick for sure that shifted the momentum.
Yeah, block kick, and then we scored the touchdown, so it would have been it was 13. And the Cowboys go on, score 16 points in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Get back on track, ends up 7-7, That's what we ended up both scoring in the third quarter. And then, man, the fourth quarter, again, Dallas goes on a run, 2 touchdowns.
We held them to a field goal in overtime. But I guess to play like devil's advocate, a lot of their, at least in the first quarter, when they had that huge point swing in the first half, it was George Pickens' big play along the sideline. Like the 90th, it was just like big play, or like fluky big play, and then punch it in.
Dak Prescott was 31 for 40, 319 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just couldn't miss.
Yeah. So it was fluky, like big play, punch it in, and then that other second George Pickens touchdown was over the middle, just weird. Or the first George Pickens touchdown was over the middle, just blown coverage. So I'm not sure what happened.
The catch on Hobbs was a freak of nature catch.
Yeah.
It was a really good catch.
It's a really good catch. I will say I'm glad that, I hate to say this, but I was really glad we didn't have to deal with CD this game.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is the number 1 offense in the NFL. Like,
that's true.
And I think one of the things that I forget too, and I kind of reminded myself this the other day.
Gets paid as well.
Well, no. Yes, but no. Like, Dak Prescott was the league MVP 2 years ago.
Was he actually?
I'm pretty sure that was him.
No, wait. 2 years ago was Lamar.
2 years ago was Lamar. 2 years ago was Lamar, but everybody knew Dak should have won it.
Was he healthy that year? Was that the year he broke his leg?
Last year, he messed up his hamstring. And then the year before that,
he was healthy. He was fine.
Yeah.
And the year before that, he broke his leg. Right.
So here was Dak Prescott in 2023. 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns to 9 interceptions in 17 games. Like, the only reason they gave it to Lamar Jackson was because of the rushing touchdowns. But this isn't a Cowboys podcast, and I'm not. That's just my point, though, is that Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback, and he's coming back from an injury last year, and he's playing with his pants on fire. Like, he's playing really, really good football. And I know last week everyone talks about, the Bears beat him. Like, one of the major rules of football in the NFL is the rule of weird. Weird stuff is going to happen, and this was one of those things where it's weird stuff to happen.
I like to think any given Sunday, anybody can beat anybody. So,
yeah, that is the way to do it. It's true, and literally, like, anybody can have a good game, anybody can have a bad game, unless you're our secondary. Then it seems like more often than not.
They held up the first couple games. You just have to hope they can get back to it.
Yeah, it's going to depend on Devontae Wyatt's health.
Yes. Was he carted off or did he walk off on his own power? I knew he got off the field on his own power, but I wasn't sure if he was carted off like the sideline.
No, he was not. He went back to the locker. He went to the medical tent first, I think, by himself. But he went back on his own power. I'm not sure if it was the ankle injury again, but I know they said it was a knee injury. So
they said knee.
I know they said his knee, but I wasn't sure if it was all part of that same one. That could have been it again.
Just rolled up weird, I think. So
yeah, we'll find out here in the next couple of days. I know we're entering the bye week here. There's definitely a lot going on even today in regards to what the Packers are doing. As we kind of talk about the offensive line and the defense, the offense, they poked around the Saints for a offensive lineman, but that offensive lineman, Cesar Ruiz, he's going to IR. Yeah, high ankle sprain. It sounds like they want to flip Sean Ryan here to get better.
Really?
Along the line. Yeah.
That's surprising to me.
It's not. He has not been the greatest in general. Like, that's just one of the areas where they're looking to upgrade. And it kind of, of all the players, it makes sense to flip. It would be him, just because it's a contract year for him. He doesn't really fit the style where they're going.
Yeah, he's more of a power grading.
Yeah. If you want to get better, he's the guy to flip right now, too, especially. And then cornerback.
I'd flip him for a center, and then move Elton back to guard. That would be my idea.
Honestly, yes. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Like if you can find a young center that maybe you liked and didn't get a chance to snag, or somebody sitting wasting away on somebody else's roster who is a Remy Award winner for best center in the nation and isn't playing center but is playing right guard on a team that clearly doesn't like you, I would love to trade for him, a gentleman by the name of Jackson Powers Johnson.
Oh, Jackson Powers Johnson. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That was not who I was thinking of off the top of my head.
He is currently, he was benched last game for no apparent reason. And then he did start this past game, had a really good game against the Chicago Bears and a loss to the Chicago Bears. He looked like really the only person who cared. But Pete Carroll comments and a couple of the other coaches' comments, it just, one of the things he said was that Jackson Power Johnson, you're never going to play center for me as long as I'm the head coach. And I'm like, that is a insane thing to, that is an insane thing to say to a guy who's clearly a center, who's built to be a center.
Yeah.
We'll see where that goes. I think right now is probably the best time to do it too and retool that offensive line. And then, like, besides the offensive line, on the defensive side of the ball, they have pretty high interest in Asante Samuel Jr. He has a upcoming CT scan this week, I believe, and the Packers have this is the second conversation they've had checking in with him. So there's very much interest there. I think that it's important to note that Bull Melton's pretty much been regulated as special teams. I've seen him do kickoff returns, which is awesome to see. I thought he would be good at that.
It's fun.
And then on top of that too, Kamal Hayden has been inactive. So they're running their DBs that they're running with. Bull Melton is technically the backup. I mean, all in all, we'll talk about special teams here.
We haven't even talked about our linebackers yet because I wanted to hit on that.
Yeah, I'll just rehash the offense, put the final nail in the coffin of it before we kind of dive into the defense here a little bit more. But I mean, Jordan Love is an elite quarterback. I don't think anybody
top 8
can
to 10
deny that
in the league. Yeah,
easily. Yeah, easily top 8 to 10.
There's like 5 guys I would put comfortably ahead of him, and then the rest are like a debate.
I mean, yeah, defensively or offensively, Jordan Love. I mean, take the training wheels off the offense. Let Love rip it, and get Golden involved more, please. Please stop with the stupid jet sweep, RPO, bubble, whatever garbage plays, schemed up touches for Matthew Golden, and just get him the ball.
Scheme him up those touches over the middle instead of behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Yes. If you're gonna scheme him up over the middle. Like, let him do what he was good at. And just get him off punt returns. I'm like,
I totally agree.
I'm glad he got hit and he didn't drop the ball, but I am glad he got hit and was okay because it took him off. It took him off punt returns, which I'm perfectly fine with.
Well, until like the Cincinnati game.
Yeah, I know. But we'll get into special teams here because I have words for special teams. But
we both have words for special teams. Let's wrap up with linebackers and defensive line because we've established our secondary was not good. And then we can go into special teams. Quay Walker, great game. PFF does not agree with us, but I think he had a good game. Well, one of his better games as the Packers, especially in the first half.
Yeah, I felt like he was everywhere.
Yeah, he was flying around the field. Edgerrin Cooper, however, worst game as a pro, in my opinion.
I think, I mean, the worst, he was still everywhere, but man, this year, his missed tackles.
Yeah, he's been bouncing off of people. Like, he's hit them, but he's just been bouncing off. I think what it is, too, is that they've emphasized punching the ball out. So he goes to punch the ball out and then misses a tackle because of it, which I would like them to say, hey, Edgerrin, instead of just trying to hit to punch the ball out, just maybe get the guy down. And instead, when you go to hit him, just put put all of your shoulder into it, like just like really hit him and then maybe force fumbles that way.
I mean, the turnovers as a whole for the defense have been kind of
It's been lacking. You thought there'd be more heading into the season,
especially given the pass rush.
Yeah, been a couple interceptions.
Yeah, I was pretty fine with the pass rush. I mean, Micah Parsons, I think he had like 8 pressures and a sack.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Dak Prescott had a great game.
Yeah,
yeah, Dak Prescott had a really good game. How did you feel about?
Quick.
Yeah, they were getting that ball out very, very quick. I mean, we did get a bit gashed by the run game. It felt like too as well.
Yeah, that was weird. I think just it wasn't their day today for the defense. So
very much was not their day. I'm okay. Like losing Devontae Wyatt hurt a lot, which I kind of expected given how well he's been playing.
Mm-hmm. Given the defensive line too, I think I'm firmly in the Colby Wooden experiment is over. And I don't know what Warren Brinson, what they see that Colby Wooden can give you that Warren Brinson can't, because Warren's been inactive the past 4 games.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I mean,
I'd like to at least see what he could do.
Because Warren Brinson coming out was a better run defender than he was pass rusher.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw glimpses of it, though, like of him being a more impressive pass rusher than we initially thought.
100%.
Colby Wooden, and again, like I love Nazir Stackhouse. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be a great player.
Nazir is going to be a good defensive lineman in 2 to 3 years. Not necessarily right now. He just has to develop the pass rush.
Yeah, well, he needs to anchor a little bit better too.
There are some reps where he anchors really well, and some reps where he doesn't anchor at all. And I think there's a little bit of like he needs to learn a bit of a pass rush bag and figure out what to do with like his hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But the Colby Wooden experience
has got to be done soon.
He's not a nose tackle. He's a barely effective defensive tackle.
He's not even like a 3 tech. Can't play him at the 5. Maybe you play him at a 3, but like he's okay. Like I think Warren can give you everything that Colby Wooden does. I'm pretty sure they're the same weight, so
no.
Is Warren heavier?
Sorry. No, yeah, Warren Brinson's like 315.
Yeah, Warren's 6'5", 315. A built 315 though. And Colby Wooden's 6'4", 273. that can't be updated. I think he's playing at 290 this year.
Allegedly. I don't believe it. I don't believe
he doesn't seem that heavy. But I think it's time to see what Warren can get you.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, here's my issue with Colby Wooden. And I can't remember when I talked about this, but my issue with Colby Wooden is that he's a converted. He was a defensive end in college who played defensive end pretty much his entire time. Converted to a defensive tackle his first year in the league by the Packers. Mm-hmm. Redshirted, didn't play at all.
Really? I thought he had like 1 or 2 games.
Maybe he did.
Yeah. Pretty much redshirted.
I basically didn't play at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is year 3 for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so year 3. So he went from defensive end to defensive tackle, then from defensive tackle to now nose tackle is in essence what he's been asked to play.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't done anything for me. Like I had him on the roster bubble at the beginning of the year, but then they traded for Micah Parsons, so they got rid of Kenny Clark, and now like this is your guy who you want to start opposite of Devontae Wyatt? Like no. Yeah. I don't want Colby Wooden to be my backup defensive tackle, basically the guy I have to rely on.
Mm-mm. And I legitimately think that pairing Warren next to Devontae Wyatt would be a better pairing than Colby and Devontae Wyatt. And then you get and then you rotate like Nazir with Carl Brooks. Yeah. And then you kind of be like, hey, Nazir, see what Carl Brooks does in the pass rush? Learn that.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the only thing is I could see the Packers. What I could see the Packers doing is I could see them not activating Stackhouse and keeping Colby Wooden.
Yeah, but I think it's time to see what Brinson can do.
Yeah, I definitely think either way, like you need to have Brinson out there. So, I mean, at least Brinson's 315. You know.
Yeah, he was good in college. Like he was more than draftable for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, easily. Mm-hmm. I know some people like had Stackhouse and Brinson swapped.
Yeah, well, I was one of them. I had Stackhouse higher than Brinson as well. But
Did you? Okay.
yeah. But also, I didn't know about the narcolepsy thing. So
For Stackhouse?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was part of it. But I think that Stackhouse had more of like the intangibles. Like he was a 3-year starter at Georgia. Warren just came in. He played in most of those games too, but just was like situational.
Yeah. I mean,
And
Warren
then
Brinson was a 5-star recruit as well.
yeah,
Keep that in mind. So,
an
like, it
athlete.
wasn't like he was a nobody. He was an athlete.
But yeah, I think Warren plays with a better pad level.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, those two against the run I enjoyed it.
They were very fun to watch.
I enjoyed it.
I wish we had that D line right now. Actually,
No
for
kidding.
Georgia.
You have two guys. You have guys who played together in that system.
Mm-hmm.
Like that can only help you, especially.
Which isn't that much different from what Halfley wants to do.
No, it's not. Like Georgia's very pro ready.
Yeah.
And pro friendly.
I guess you'll hear us talk about this when we get to like the draft stuff, but we're both very SEC heavy, like draft SEC players.
Yes.
So
and I think that like with the defense, they were let down as well by
the special teams. Rich Bisaccia, what do you do there?
I don't even know at this point.
Does he just like sit in his office like banging drums together?
To me, I don't understand how you can sit there and say it's a work in progress. Dude, you've been here since 2022, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's his favorite quote from the presser? He's like, he's like, I thought it went well, the execution just wasn't there, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, oh well, I think we can do it. The execution just wasn't there. Well, I wonder why the execution wasn't there. Maybe because they drill punt protection and punt returns way more than field goal stuff.
I mean, there's tons of issues that I have with how special teams functions. I mean, it started with who they have blocking.
Like the punt units aren't bad.
It's close. There are times where it's close, and a lot of that is just how good. I think people underestimate how good Daniel Whelan is at getting the ball off quick.
He's their saving grace right now. But I think like field goal protection has been brutal.
Well, Musgrave is blocking.
Mm-hmm.
He
made a Pee Wee football mistake for that play, though. He blocked the outside guy, giving up the inside guy, which you never do. You always take the inside guy and let the outside guy.
Well, let's put the modern day equivalent of Jimmy Graham blocking on field goal protection. Like what's obviously like
that's a hefty comp for Musgrave. Wow.
I'm just comping his blocking ability, not anything else. Keep that in mind. Just his blocking ability. Jimmy Graham's blocking ability, which was horrible.
Lower end of Ingram.
Way,
he's getting a little better.
Musgrave
like he sprung Josh Jacobs for that touchdown, his second of the night.
I mean, broken clock's right twice a day. I mean, kind of a thing. I want Musgrave to be good, but it doesn't seem like he really has a dynamic fit in this offense like you'd expect him to. Like, yeah, he had that one block, but
he's a free agent this year, right? Right, I'm not crazy.
No, he's the same year as Kraft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the same year as Kraft.
Well, we know where that money's going.
Yeah, exactly. He's tight end 3. Like that just is who he is at this point.
There was one more thing I was going to say.
What else happened on special teams? Oh yeah, coverage, like just getting gashed by Turpin all the time.
Yes, Dallas is one of the teams that understands this new kickoff rule pretty well. When you bounce a ball in the landing zone and it goes into the end zone and they take a knee, it goes to the 20 instead of like even the 25. LA and Carolina are really good at doing this too, is actually putting the ball in the landing zone. We seem to be leaving it quite a ways. Like we seem to be kicking it quite deep into the end zone every time.
I didn't understand it until they explained it to me in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't realize that was the rule, and then I'm convinced that Rich Bisaccia doesn't know and didn't understand it, just given how inept the entire special teams is. Yeah. And it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't know. I don't think that McManus is a really bad kicker. Like I think he can do that. I just don't think that he knows necessarily. Like I really don't.
That's true. I think maybe you say like, "Hey, Brandon, you want to like have this one land at like the 5 and roll into the end zone." Maybe start Daniel Whelan as your place kicker on kickoffs because like he's got the touch for it.
He does have the touch for it. I mean, that'd be a good thing to try and work on or take a look at this in the bye week.
Yeah, or even now with the new like dynamic kickoff returns, maybe to have like open tryouts to see like which actual player can kick a ball and have it land.
The landing zone properly.
Have it into the landing zone, and then also run down and make the tackle. So it could be you'd be a +1 for tackling.
I think that too with Rich Bisaccia. This should be his last year doing it.
Please. But we know like Matt doesn't like to like get rid of people, but maybe Ed policy.
I think this is going to be an Ed policy thing.
Yeah, Ed policy will be like, hey, so he's been here for what, 4 years now?
Pretty much.
You made him the assistant head coach. Have had him help you in like game calling decisions, which have gone poorly. It's time for him to go.
Yeah, I think that the Rich Bisaccia experiment is over, especially when he is the highest paid special teams coach in the league.
We should take his money and give it to Halfley and be like, please stay.
Just stay. We'll give you the title of assistant head coach. Did you coach special teams too? No. But yeah, I do think the Rich Bisaccia experiment is it's over and done, and it's just kind of a get to the end of the year kind of a thing. Obviously, it's barring a miraculous bye week turnaround and crazy stuff happens where everybody is perfect from here on out, which I don't see it happening given the
still a young team. Still a young team, but
it is a young team, but it's the fact that like you knew the issues.
It just hasn't seemed like anyone's wanted to fix them.
No. Yeah. And it got worse, it felt like, against Dallas. Like at Cleveland, you had the issues, and then they're like, hey, want to see me make it worse? It's like, no. And they made it worse.
You think that was bad? Just wait. It's in like a lot of negativity for scoring 40 points, but it just shows where we think that there could be room for improvement. And I think a lot of it starts at the top and then works its way. By top, I mean like at the coaching, and then works its way down the roster. And then we are also just upset because there's so much potential with this team, and all of the moves that they have made so far have been kind of like one step up the ladder, and now it feels like we're almost there. So
yeah, and for a team that gave up draft capital for Micah Parsons, like you want the window to be as wide open as possible, and in order to keep that window as wide open as possible, there are certain areas where you expect them to be better, given how much investment there has been in there, well as
we didn't even give up a ton of capital for Micah, which was a nice part. So we still have like assets to either make more moves or draft players to help. So
yeah, which we will talk about next week, not next week, which we will talk about on Friday. We'll get into what moves what potential players that we want to look at here for the Packers to kind of improve the holes that are in this roster. Overall, Packers are heading into the bye week. Well, they play 500. The Bengals. Yeah, second in the division, still, in spite of the tie. And we will take a look at a couple different things here, a couple of additional episodes as the Packers rest, get healthy, and hopefully make the adjustments and come out and go on a run, because you're playing some good teams.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the bits of content we've got coming up this week, and then
yeah, I mean, ideally you'd like to go 3-1. That is all, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.
To Packers fans coast to coast, thanks for going beyond the frozen tundra. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, go Pack Go!